Crop invites you to enjoy another of its feature presentations, Cutie Pie.
Well, I can't say I'm sorry it's over. Of all the ways to spend a vacation. Traveling 2,000 miles for this godforsaken country. And me with a wardrobe.
I told you not to bring all that stuff. George invited us. He said it was nothing fancy, that we'd have to rough it.
Rough it? Now, there's a mild understatement if I ever heard one. Look at this place. Not a telephone, no electricity, nothing. What if something should happen?
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Edna. Stop exaggerating. Ah, the scenery's nice.
Scenery. Wherever you look, nothing but rocks, rock. You must have rocks in your head.
This air is good, too.
Oh, you can have the air, too. I had another nosebleed last night.
You did? Well, why didn't you tell me?
Have you tell me about the scenery?
Could be the altitude. Come on, honey. This is our last day here, and we might as well make the best of it.
Are you going to wear those slacks on the trip?
Yeah, I guess so. They have to go to the cleaners anyway.
Then I'll put your denims away.
I don't know what you're getting upset about, Edna. After all, George wrote and told us it's no dude ranch. No plumbing, no convenience.
I thought he was kidding.
George never kids. I remember when we were in the Army.
Then you should have told me. Hasn't it ever occurred to you there's something peculiar about this whole setup?
What do you mean?
Well, what is a healthy grown man doing all by himself in this desolate country? Miles from nowhere. No friends, no neighbors, nobody. What is he afraid of? And why is he hiding?
Oh, you've got it all wrong, Edna. George isn't afraid of anybody, and he isn't hiding. It's just that he likes to keep to himself. Even in the Army, he wasn't much of a mixer. I guess I was his only friend.
My friend Joe.
What have you got against him?
I just don't like him, that's all.
Why?
I don't trust him.
Why?
Why? Have you ever wondered where he gets the money to live on out here?
Probably disability pension. He was wounded in the war, you know.
Oh, you have an answer for everything, don't you, Joe? Then tell me, what does he do when he disappears every afternoon around this time? Where does he go and why is he so secretive?
You got me there, I don't know. He doesn't tell me, so I don't ask. It's none of my business.
Good old Joe. He doesn't ask. Nobody tells him anything, so he isn't interested.
Look, Edna, I've known George a long time. Even before I knew you. We were buddies. I can't understand what you're getting at.
Well, if you had eyes in your head, you'd understand. Haven't you noticed the way he looks at me?
Looks at you? Oh, you're imagining things.
Am I?
There he is now.
Well, we can't get away from this place too soon to suit me.
Forget it, Edna. We're still his guests. Oh, George.
Hi, Joe.
Where you been?
Down the Yellow Jacket. Hot as blazes below.
Hey, what did you do? Raid the trading post?
No, provisions for your farewell party. I wish you weren't going away tomorrow.
Well, you know how it is, George.
Couldn't convince the wife, huh?
No, that's not it. I gotta get back to my job. Hey, what's this? Mail?
Put that down. Sorry, Joe, I didn't mean to be so... Well, you see, it's fragile.
It's all right.
I've been waiting for this baby a long time.
What is it?
This, Joe, is Cutie Pie.
Cutie Pie? Oh, look, if you don't want to tell me, that's all right with me.
No, I'm not kidding. Where's your wife?
Packing.
You got a minute?
Sure.
Come on.
What's all this hocus-pocus about?
You'll find out. Just follow me. Well, here we are. Oh, sit down, Joe.
Well, what gives, George?
Joe, have you ever heard of carnotite?
Who?
Not who, it. Say, what are your plans?
My plans? Well, I thought I'd start out early tomorrow
No, I
morning.
mean after you leave here.
Oh, well, it's back to the old grind. You know how it is. Us city slickers have to keep punching that clock. Of course, I've got some ideas, too.
Whatever happened to that dough you had while you were in the Army? Remember? You said you had about 2,000.
It's 3,000 now.
Hey, Joe, how'd you like a throw-in with me?
Well, what's the deal?
50-50.
Doing what?
When I asked you out here, it was more than the idea of your spending a vacation. A man would have to be crazy to spend a minute more than he had to in a place like this. Look at it. Barren. Not a tree anywhere. Not even a rattlesnake. The altitude's too high for plant life. Nothing but wasteland.
I don't get it, George. What's the idea?
Carnotite. I've been hunting that stuff for 2 years.
You mean you've been prospecting for gold?
Gold's peanuts compared to carnotite. Uranium.
Uranium?
That's right, Joe, uranium. There's enough here in these plateaus to make us both rich. Richer than you've ever dreamed of in your wildest imagination.
Did you ever find any of this uranium?
No, I haven't. But it doesn't come that easy. Uranium's a lot like people. It's not all pure. But I have found carnotite, which is a secondary uranium mineral.
You mean around here?
Now, there's nothing to get excited about. Carnotite's been mined around these parts for years. The government's offering $10,000 reward for the discovery of a new deposit.
This carnotite, what's it look like?
Well, you won't find it by looking underground, Joe.
Eager beaver, Joe, you mean?
No, it comes in rocks, mostly in cracks. I'll bet you I've busted more rocks than 12 chain gangs put together.
Well, there must be an easier way.
There is. You know, when I asked you out here, I didn't know about your wife.
Well, I haven't seen you in over 2 years. A lot can happen in that time.
Yeah, I know. Wanted to see how you'd take this country before popping off on this scheme. I've been watching your wife.
Edna's okay. Only she gets restless with nothing to do. Of course, none of us knew what this place was going to be like.
Here it is. Cutie Pie in person.
What is it?
This, Joe, is a portable beta and gamma radiation meter.
What?
Oh, never mind. You've heard of the Geiger counters they use to measure the radiations from the atom bomb blast at Bikini?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this can do it, too. This baby can even pick up a radioactive mineral buried underground. I figure we could mine this stuff ourselves. We could have the machinery shipped out to us from Denver. 2,000 or 3,000 ought to do the trick. You've got that much stashed away, haven't you, Joe?
Oh, yeah, but...
In a year or two, we could get our original investment back, and then some. I'd say $25,000 apiece.
25,000?
Well, what do you say, Joe?
Well, that is, Edna and I, we have a joint bank account, and...
I should have known.
Maybe if I could explain to her.
No, Joe. This has got to be between the two of us. You've got to make up your own mind and convince her. Doesn't she ever take your word for anything? Well, I know there's uranium ore in these parts. I've mined some myself with consent from the government. I was kind of hoping that the two of us might...
But, George, how can I?
All right. I've done it alone. Guess I can continue that way. It's mighty lonesome in these parts.
Look, let me think it over.
All right. You're planning to leave tomorrow? Let's say... Let me know in 5 hours. 6 o'clock.
Okay, it's a deal.
It's a deal.
Where have you been?
Oh, honey. I was checking the car.
Car's around the side of the house.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I checked the car, and then I took a walk.
By yourself?
Well, no, George is back. He bought some groceries from town.
Yeah, I heard him.
You know what? He's going to throw us a farewell banquet.
Well, he'll have to cook it himself if he wants a banquet. What's going on between you two?
What do you mean?
There's something you're not telling me.
Oh, don't be silly. You know me better than that.
Yeah, I know you, Joe. What is it? Is he trying to con you into buying one of these sandlots here?
It's nothing.
You're lying, Joe.
Believe what you want, then.
Is that all you have to say?
Yes. What's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing's wrong.
Who are you trying to kid? You're having trouble with Edna.
I can't talk to her.
I know what you mean.
Women. Sometimes I think they're all nuts.
Why don't you go for a walk? Do you good. Go up to the big rock.
Yeah, I guess I will.
Can't wait, can you?
Where's Joe?
What do you care?
Where's Joe?
Went to take a walk to Big Rock to cool off. Say, what did you say to him to get him so heated up?
None of your business.
You know, when I'm not mad at you, you look good to me.
Get your hands off him.
You didn't hear what I said. You hurt my feelings.
Since when do you have any feelings?
You're wrong, Edna. You've got me wrong. I've been watching you.
Keep away from me.
Why? What's the difference? There's nobody within 50 miles of here.
You're a fine friend of Joe's.
Better than you think?
Push him around like a jellyfish. Is the few rotten dollars that we scraped up together, is that what you're after? Or do you like to have people around so you can kick them?
You got good ideas.
Don't kill you for this.
Joe? He wouldn't believe you. Not about his old friend George.
Believe me.
I'll tell him you were hysterical.
Let me go.
You'll love it. You know you love it. Thanks. We'll get along fine.
Yeah. Too strong. Get along fine.
That's better.
Joe.
Hi, honey, what's the matter?
I'm just out of breath.
I'm glad you came.
I got lonesome for you.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, too. Hey, look at this. What do you think of it?
Oh, it scares me. Don't stand so close to the edge.
Oh, don't be scared. It's only a 500-foot drop.
Only. If you were to slip, no one need to pick up the pieces.
Come on, let's sit down. Sit down, honey. So quiet here. It's almost as if we were the only two people in the world. You can almost reach up and touch the sky.
Yeah. Guess that's what I don't like about it. Makes you feel so insignificant.
I guess if you had to, you could learn to like it.
Me? Never. I like people, crowds of people. Noise and excitement. Around here, you could go crazy talking to yourself and the rocks. Imagine if someone fell off the cliff. His body would be there for days before someone would find it.
Yeah. It is quiet here. Edna,
Yeah?
what would you do if I left you?
Left me? What do you mean?
For a while, just a little while.
What kind of a joke is this, Joe?
Oh, don't worry, darling. I was just thinking. But supposing I was called up for the Army again.
But they can't do that. You've been discharged.
I'm in the reserves.
Oh, Joe, they haven't.
Relax. I was just thinking.
Oh, Joe, if that were to happen, I think I would die.
Skip it, darling. What time is it?
2:15. Oh, I'll be glad when tomorrow comes. Oh, this place is getting on my nerves. Come on, let's go.
I'm sorry, dear. I didn't mean to upset you.
Hi, George. Joe. Say, Edna. I brought some victuals from town.
Yeah?
Seeing that this is your last night here, I thought maybe...
You want me to cook something special?
Well, nothing fancy. A kind of a farewell dinner. Something different from the usual pork and beans.
That's all you've had on the shelves before.
Now, Edna.
Well, I brought something different this time. Figured we could splurge a little.
How in the world did you manage that?
Edna, you didn't have to go to all that trouble, George. It was mighty nice of you to put up with us so long. Oh, I wish you'd reconsider, though, about my footing the bill.
Yeah, I guess the food has been a little scrimpy. I'm sorry.
Well, not at all. It's been good for us.
I'll cook the feast. Right now I have a headache and I'm going to lie down.
Well, there's no hurry. We'll eat around 6.
Thanks.
I put the stuff on the shelves.
I'll find it. And if I find some arsenic, I'll put that in, too.
It doesn't mean anything. She hasn't been feeling too good lately.
A woman can sure foul things up, can't she? Well, I'm going to take a walk with Cutie Pie. You want to come along?
No, I think I'll stick around.
Thinking it over?
Yeah.
Okay. See you at 6, huh?
What's the matter, honey?
Who does he think he is anyway?
Well, why don't you stop picking on him?
We'll have dinner at 6. What am I, his maidservant?
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Edna, this is our last day. Can't you control yourself?
Well, I've cooked every meal since we've been here. When does he get off with that stuff?
George hasn't been around women too much. He doesn't know any better.
And you sit there with your tongue hanging out while your best friend insults me.
Now, for crying out loud.
Go on, chase after him. Fall on your hands and knees and apologize for my bad temper.
Edna, please.
Go on, he's waiting for you.
You get me so mad I could...
Go on, say it. Say it.
George, where are you? Up here, Joel.
Did you find anything?
Oh, nothing yet, but it won't be long now.
How will you know when you strike it?
Don't worry, Cutie Pie will tell me.
Hey, look, the needle's dancing.
Ah, that's only background count. She's picking up some cosmic rays and random gamma rays. They all do that.
How in the world you learn all that stuff?
Nothing to learn. Don't worry, we hit a hot spot. Cutie Pie goes wild. Don't worry, you'll see it. Hey, did you talk to your wife?
George, I can't do anything. How can I discuss it with Edna when I can't mention this? It isn't fair.
Well, that's the way it's got to be.
But it doesn't make sense.
Look, Joe, I'm not supposed to make sense. She's your wife and you wear the pants. Or do you?
What's that got to do with it?
Nothing, I guess. But if I had a woman and I said stay, that's how it'd be to it. Then again, I may say go.
George, you talk like
Wait a minute. Come on, baby, talk to me. Talk to me, yeah? Yeah?
Edna.
Joe, I want to talk to you.
Well, what is it? What are you doing up here?
Joe, we're leaving now.
What?
We're all packed. There's no reason to stay.
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
I said we're leaving now, Joe. It'll be cooler crossing the desert at night.
But why?
Don't ask me why, Joe.
Don't mind me, folks. Just go on as if I weren't here. Getting close to 6, isn't it, Joe?
We're not going, Edna.
Joe, please.
We're staying.
Joe.
If you want, you can take the car and go.
Well, did she go? No. The car's still around the side of the house. Can't figure it out. Cutie Pie won't talk. Out there, she jumped around like crazy, and now... I wonder if I get the wrong sample. Nothing but background count. Well, you saw her jump, didn't you, Joe?
She's out there all alone. Yeah, I should go out and find her.
No, don't be a goof. Leave them alone and they'll come home. I think I'll step up the good resistance and try again. Well, stop worrying, will you? We got a lamp in the window.
You're right, George. Shouldn't have done it that way. George.
Yeah?
I've been thinking. Maybe I acted too quickly.
You want to back out?
After all, I have a steady job. Edna has been good to me.
Something strange here. I don't get a thing out of Cutie Pie.
Edna.
Joe, look! Something funny going on. Watch. You see? Nothing. Now watch. There's something radioactive in that room.
Oh, but that's impossible. There's nothing in there. Only Edna.
That's right.
I don't get it.
Remember when the needle first started bouncing?
By the rock.
That's right, by the big rock. I thought we hit a hot pile. Well, I was wrong. I've tested these things every way I know how, and there's nothing in.
Well?
That needle started bouncing only when Edna came along. Before and now.
Well, what are you getting at?
I don't know. I may be wrong.
What is it?
I've heard of such things happening before. Oh, let's forget it.
Level off, George. What is it?
Now, take it easy. Did Edna ever work in the radium factory?
Radium factory? Are you crazy?
Now, one of those places where they make radium dials, the kind they put on watches to make them shine in the dark.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago. She was just a kid.
That's it. Cutie Pie doesn't lie. I've got a reading of 30.
She used to paint him on with a brush. What does it mean, George?
That stuff's dangerous. Gets into the bones and destroys the blood-producing marrow. A person can go on for years without knowing they've got it, and then...
What are you trying to hand me?
I'm not handing you anything, Joe. It's the truth.
Edna has been having nosebleeds.
There's no cure for it.
She didn't want to come up here in the first place.
It's usually fatal.
She wanted to stay at home.
The red and white blood cells.
Stop it! Stop it!
Found her, all right. Lying at the bottom of Big Rock. She must have jumped. It was horrible. Oh, buck up, Joe. Maybe it's all for the best.
How could it be for the best? She's dead. These were things.
Oh, come on. This is no way to carry on.
Last night, when she heard you and ran out, didn't you follow her?
Sure, I did.
Well, you must have been on the path right behind her.
It was dark, Joe, you know.
Well, why didn't you hurry?
That path's dangerous, all those loose rocks.
But you could have stopped her.
Come on, Joe, snap out of it.
Sorry, George. It's just that I can't help feeling that we pushed her.
Oh, don't talk like a fool. She did what she had to, that's all. Joe. What's the matter?
It was her watch. You liar. You cheating, murderous liar.
What are you doing with that gun? Put it down. No, Joe. No!